Charlie Munger, the guy who sat next to Warren Buffett for 60 years and helped build one of the biggest investment empires in history, once said something that most people completely ignore. He said, "The first $100,000 is the hardest money you will ever make. But after that, it gets easy." And when you look at the actual math, it's almost scary how right he was. Hey, I'm Marco. I'm 25 years old and I'm on a mission to retire by 40. That's not clickbait, that's literally my plan. And this video isn't just some research I threw together. This is the exact path I'm walking right now. I'm in the grind phase. I haven't hit 100K yet, but I've spent hundreds of hours studying the people who have. And what I found changed everything about how I think about money. So let me show you exactly what I mean. Let me paint a picture for you. Two people start investing at age 25. Person A gives up at 50,000 because it feels pointless. Too slow, not worth the sacrifice. Person B pushes through to 100,000 and then just keeps going. By age 55, person A has around $200,000. Not bad. But person B? Person B has 1.2 million. They didn't invest 6 times more money. They just didn't quit at the part where it feels like nothing is happening. So what is it about 100,000 that changes everything? Why is there this invisible wall that separates people who build real wealth from people who stay stuck? That's what we're breaking down today. Okay, so let's start with the math because this is where it gets wild. Let's say you invest $500 a month into a simple index fund that returns an average of 8% per year. Pretty standard stuff. Year one, you've put in $6,000. Your investments have grown to about $6,250. Congrats, you made $250 in a year. Doesn't exactly feel life-changing, does it? Year two, you're at about $13,000. Year three, roughly $20,000. You've been doing this for 3 years. You've sacrificed dinners, trips, impulse buys, and you have 20 grand. You could have leased a BMW for that money. Your friends are posting vacations, and you're sitting here watching a number crawl. This is where most people quit, right here, between year 2 and year 5, because the progress feels pathetic compared to the effort. You're putting in $500 a month, and your money is barely working for you yet. The compound interest everyone talks about, it feels like a lie at this stage. But here's what's actually happening under the surface that you can't see yet. At 50,000, something starts to shift. Your money is now generating roughly $4,000 a year on its own. That's an extra $333 a month that you didn't work for. It's like getting a small raise every single year that you didn't have to ask your boss for. At 75,000, your investments are generating around $6,000 per year. That's $500 a month. Wait, that's the same amount you're putting in. So now your money is matching your effort, dollar for dollar. Every month you invest $500 and your portfolio is also investing $500. You've doubled your investing power without changing anything about your life. And then you hit 100,000. And this is where Charlie Munger's quote starts making real sense. At 100K invested, your money is generating roughly $8,000 per year at 8%. That's $667 a month working for you while you sleep. Your money is now outpacing your contributions. Read that again. Your money is contributing more than you are. You put in 500, your portfolio puts in 667. You are now the junior partner in your own wealth building. Your money is doing more work than you, and it only accelerates from here. This is where the hockey stick happens. Let me show you why the word exponential isn't just a math term. It's a life-changing concept. From 0 to 100K took you about 11 years of grinding. Saving, sacrificing, watching that number crawl. 11 years. From 100K to 200K? About 5 years. You cut the time in half. Not because you started earning more, not because you invested more aggressively, just because compound interest is now doing heavy lifting. 200K to 300K? About 3.5 years. 300K to 400K? Under 3 years. See the pattern? Each 100,000 comes faster than the last. The first one took 11 years. By the time you're adding your fifth 100,000, it takes less than 2 years. If you plotted this on a graph, the first 100K is basically a flat line. It looks like nothing is happening. And then suddenly the curve bends upward, and then it goes vertical. That flat, boring part at the beginning, that's where you are right now. That's where I am right now. And it's the part that makes people give up because they can't see what's coming. Now here's the part nobody talks about. The first 100K isn't just hard because of the math, it's hard because of your brain. When you start investing, you have zero proof that it works. You're taking money you could spend right now and putting it somewhere you can't touch. Based on what? Some charts? Some old guy's quote? Your brain hates this. It wants evidence, it wants results. And for the first few years, the results are embarrassingly small. Meanwhile, you're watching people around you live their lives: new cars, vacations, nice apartments, and you're over here with your index fund that went up 3%. Wow, amazing. You can almost afford an extra coffee. This is when the doubt creeps in. Am I wasting my time? What if the market crashes? What if I need this money? Maybe I should just enjoy my 20s and start investing later. And that doubt, that voice, is the reason most people never hit 100K. It's not the math that stops them. The math is simple. It's the psychology. It's the years of delayed gratification with no visible reward. It's choosing the boring path when everyone around you is choosing the fun one. But here's what I remind myself every time that voice shows up. The people posting vacations, a lot of them are broke. The new cars, financed. The nice apartments, paycheck to paycheck. You're not behind. You're just playing a different game, a longer game. And the scoreboard doesn't update until later. Okay, so let's talk about the biggest mistakes people make on the way to 100K. Because knowing the math isn't enough if you're sabotaging yourself. Mistake number one is trying to get there fast. People hear 100K and they start chasing high returns. Crypto, options, that stock their coworker told them about. And look, maybe it works out, but usually it doesn't. And every time you lose money on a risky bet, you push that 100K further away. The boring path, the index fund path, isn't sexy, but it works consistently. That's the whole point. Mistake number two is stopping your contributions when the market dips. The market drops 20% and your brain screams, "Stop putting money in, you're losing it all." But that's literally the worst thing you can do. When the market dips, stocks are on sale. You're buying the same companies for less money. The people who keep investing through downturns get to 100K way faster than the people who panic and pause. Mistake number three is lifestyle creep. You get a raise, and instead of increasing your investments, you increase your lifestyle. That extra $300 a month goes to a nicer apartment instead of your portfolio. And suddenly your timeline to 100K stretches from 11 years to 15, or 20, or never. And mistake number four is not starting because you think you don't have enough. You don't need 500 a month. Start with 100, start with 50. The amount matters less than the habit, because once the habit exists, you'll naturally increase it. But if the habit never starts, neither does the compound interest. So let's talk about how to actually get to 100K. Real steps, no fluff. Step one, automate it. The day you get paid, money moves automatically to your investment account. You never see it, you never miss it. Your brain never gets a chance to negotiate with you about spending it. Automation removes willpower from the equation. This is the single most important thing I did. Step two, pick boring investments. A broad market index fund, S&P 500, total market fund. Set it and forget it. You don't need to pick stocks. You don't need to time the market. You need time in the market. That's it. Step three, increase your contributions every time your income goes up. Got a raise? Add half of it to your investments. Side hustle paying off? Route a percentage to your portfolio. The goal is to widen the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Every extra dollar accelerates the timeline. Step four, track your progress, but don't obsess. Check your portfolio once a month. Not every day, not every week. Checking too often makes you emotional, and emotional investors make bad decisions. Once a month, look at the number, appreciate the progress, and move on. Step five, find your community. This one sounds soft, but it matters. Surround yourself with people who are on the same path. Online, in person, wherever. When everyone around you is investing and building, it becomes normal. When everyone around you is spending and complaining, that becomes normal too. Choose your normal carefully. I want to be real with you for a second. I started this channel because I'm literally living this. I'm 25, I don't have 100K yet, I'm in the flat part of the curve. The part that doesn't feel like anything is happening. And honestly, some months it's hard. I see people my age buying things I want, living in places I'd love to live. And there's a voice that says, "What are you doing? Just enjoy your life." And I'd be lying if I said that voice doesn't get to me sometimes. But then I look at the math. I look at that hockey stick curve. And I know that what I'm building right now, in these boring, invisible years, is the foundation for everything that comes after. The first 100K is a wall, but behind that wall is a completely different life. So here's what I need you to understand: the first 100K will feel pointless, it will feel slow. It will feel like you're sacrificing your best years for a number that barely moves, and everyone around you will seem like they're living better than you. But there's a moment, somewhere around 75 to 100,000, where everything shifts, where your money starts working harder than you do, where each year adds more than the last, where the curve bends upward, and suddenly all those years of boring discipline turn into something extraordinary. You don't need to be smarter than everyone else. You don't need to earn more. You don't need to find the next big thing. You just need to not quit during the boring part. That's it. That's the whole secret. I'm not there yet, but I will be. And if you're watching this, you can be too. The only question is whether you'll keep going when it doesn't feel like it's working. Because I promise you, it is. You just can't see it yet. The first 100K is the hardest. Everything after that, that's where it gets fun.